Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brendan Plays. This is Total Extreme Wrestling for our All Elite Wrestling Say. We are in the final week of January 2021, flying through the weeks as of late. And now we are getting ready to book our big, well, I suppose end of month special. And I guess when you think about that, maybe we should do that. Maybe we should have like an end of month, one week every single month. We really pick out a dynamite. We really try and beef up the card and make it special. Maybe that's this week, because this week Kenny Omega and Adam Page one-on-one in the main event of this week's Dynamite. Tag titles will be on the line as well. It's going to be a good one. I'm really looking forward to it. But before we get there, we have this week's episode of Dark. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. And we have a big card this week, actually, because we've got a lot of pre-show stuff. I'm really trying to stack the deck and really fill up all the time slot that we've got. So let's see how it all goes down. All right, on the pre-show, Matt Sydal picked up a win over Michael Nakazawa for a 10-minute match, 39 rated. Matt Sydal 44 and Nakazawa 30. So a win here for Matt Sydal. Looking to try and get him a bit of momentum. I'm not fully sold on Matt Sydal in terms of giving him a push. I think, I just think him as a character is a bit bland. There's not a lot happening there for him, but as a solid mid-card piece that we can use to try and put over someone else and elevate others around him, I think that's certainly where he would fit in quite well. Down the line, it might not be a bad idea to try and put him in the tag division or something along that and give him a partner, maybe a young up-and-coming high flyer. That might work. We had the Best Friends talking up Orange Cassidy's chances at winning a singles championship. So Cassidy trying to enter himself into the singles run and maybe try and win a title, and they're kind of hyping up Orange Cassidy and what he can do and bring to the table. So that will improve the moving up the card storyline, which of course is basically all the mid-card guys battling it out to try and determine who's going to be coming up next to face the TNT champion. I'm thinking at Revolution we might do a battle royal. I don't know if we've done one, at least not for a while, and get a lot of these mid-card guys in there and they can fight each other and figure it out from there. Varsity Blondes took on Proud and Powerful for a 48 rated match. In this one we had Max Caster distract Brian Pillman Jr., so we had the Acclaimed interrupting, costing the Varsity Blondes the match to help advance that storyline. Brian Pillman Jr. 36, he's doing quite well. Griff Garrison 25. Griff Garrison's actually impressing me in real life. I think this Varsity's Blonde tag team, I think, has got something there. I think this is going to be a nice tag team long term. So I'm trying to get them, work it with some of the other tag teams, some of the better tag teams, for example, Proud and Powerful, which they are now fully back, 100% healthy. So this is my chance to kind of see where they're at as a team. They performed at 59 and 60, which is fantastic. So it might be time to get Proud and Powerful in the mix with another tag team. Maybe Jurassic Express versus Proud and Powerful might be a good way to transition away from the Inner Circle and Jurassic Express. And a good chance to get two teams that are high 40s popularity against each other to try and, help each other out. So that may be how we transition away. But Proud and Powerful, good. Varsity Blondes lose, but hopefully this match might help out their popularity a little bit. Matt Cardona talks about his issues with Ricky Starks for a 48 rated promo there. Pretty good from Matt Cardona. We have some news about him, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But it's if you're a fan of Cardona, it's good news. If you don't care about Cardona like myself, probably bad news. But we'll talk about that later. Brandon Cutler was beaten by Colt Cabana for 42, Colt 47, and Brandon Cutler 30. So Colt Cabana was good, and he's starting to really impress. He's had some good wins. He has pretty bad momentum, so we're trying to help him out there and get him a few wins under his belt. Lance Archer is out there with Jake Roberts for a 68 rated segment. Wow. So we had Lance Archer beating down local wrestlers as Jake Roberts was cutting promos and talking up how great Lance Archer was whilst he was doing it. 68 for this one. So we don't actually have the local wrestlers in this angle per se, but you can imagine that Lance Archer, backstage beating down some of the local talent. But 68, that may be what we need to do a little bit more to get Lance Archer over. That might be the new game plan. Okay, we have the Hybrid 2 take on FTW for a 51 rated match. Brian Cage the best in the match for 62. Ricky Starks, not bad, 40. And Helico 47 and Jack Evans 44. So FTW, Team Taz picked up the win. Once again, trying to get Ricky Starks wrestling a little bit more with Brian Cage to try and help get Ricky Starks a bit more popularity, trying to use Cage's popularity he's got, hopefully to rub it off onto Ricky Starks, and maybe this might work, so we'll see. 51 is pretty good. Nyla Rose is out there as she's beating up Bea Priestley as Vicky Guerrero is cutting a promo on Big Swole, kind of, saying this is your future. This is what's going to happen to you if you don't, if you don't be careful. So Bea Priestley, unfortunately, a bit of a punching bag once again this week. Wardlow took on Peter Avalon for 51 in about a 5-6 minute match. Wardlow 50, Peter Avalon 32. So pretty good match. Probably had no business in getting a 51 rated, but I guess Wardlow's got a lot of momentum behind him. It was a wild brawl, so which probably did help Wardlow out. I spoke about this a few weeks back, that I want to try and give Wardlow more opportunities to wrestle in the ring as a singles. I haven't probably done that as much yet, so I wanted to get him a match to see how he's traveling, how he's faring, where is he at, because he's got a lot of popularity now. So how is his in-ring performances? They're still a little bit but 50 is not too bad. Park cuts a promo as he's at his home, as he's giving us some promises on how and why he's going to take down Miro and become the next TNT champion. 63 rated, pretty good promo there from Park. Not a great promo guy, but he has definitely improved in recent years, and this is an example of that improvement. 63 is pretty solid. Priscilla Kelly was beaten by Red Velvet for 24. Priscilla 36, Red Velvet 20. These two have good chemistry. Wanted to give Velvet a win. Obviously Priscilla Kelly, we're getting rid of her, so she's on her way out, losing to everyone. Looked at Red Velvet, she's kind of gone nowhere so far. I actually think she's got a bit of potential. I like the promo that she had in real life recently with Cody Rhodes, and I actually thought, what, this girl's got something. Let's try and see what she can do. So hence why we did the Priscilla Kelly loss here to hopefully advance Red Velvet a little bit. Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho talking trash about the tag team division for 72. Not quite the epic promos that these two usually have, but Sammy Guevara on the mic as well as Jericho. So 72 is still pretty good, and a chance to get Chris Jericho on AEW Dark. There you go. Let's just say it's pre-tape promo. He didn't have to appear on Dark, but a pre-tape promo to hype up their upcoming match with Jurassic Express and Young Bucks. The Dark Order are having a bit of a meeting backstage as Evil Uno is telling the group to follow Redbeard's direction. Evil Uno, he's been, a bit of a mentor or, a deputy or a leader of some sorts over the last year or so. So they still, respect him enough to listen to what he's saying. But a 40 rated segment here, pretty good. So we're still having the Dark Order a little bit, apprehensive about joining Eric Redbeard and kind of going in his direction. They feel very intimidated and they believe that might be the way to go, but some of the members in the group aren't too sure, so they're having that discussion here. What's the best way to go about this? So 40 rated there. Main event was Scorpio Sky versus Jake Hager for 53. Jake Hager 57, Scorpio 47. Yeah, look, as much as we want to try and get Jake Hager in a position where he's doing well and succeeding, his performances in the ring just aren't very good. As simple as that. He's got 56, 57 popularity, if not more. And we just can't get the performances out of him. 53, it's just really not there, is it? But overall, a 52 rated episode of Dark, one of the better ones as of late, as we now get ready to show the results for this week's Dynamite. Dynamite is all booked. Let's go ahead and take a look at all the results on the pre-show. Bad Reputation took on Ivelisse and Diamante for a 40 rated match. Priscilla 37, Bea Priestley 32, Diamante 37, Ivelisse 42. Not too bad in the end. Diamante and Ivelisse picking up the win. Brandy Rhodes took on Penelope Ford in a 41 rated match. Brandy 41, Penelope 32. Still deciding how we're going to go about Brandy Rhodes. Are we going to give her opportunities to wrestle more? Are we going to get her in the ring? Are we going to be a little bit hesitant about that? I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. I haven't got her in any storylines yet. I haven't, got any plans just yet, but I'm just kind of figuring out, is she really worth investing that in? She's got the popularity, which is what, that's her value, but she doesn't obviously bring a lot in terms of wrestling skills. So we'll have to think about what the next step is for her, I suppose. Hikaru Shida had an interview talking about her future plans to get back into the top of the women's division. So how is she going to get there? What's the plan? 38 for that one. SCU kind of pondered their future as a group. So kind of figuring out, what's the next thing for us? Are we going to go singles? Are we going to keep tagging up? Do we go our separate ways? What's next for SCU? 50 rated for that one. And we've also got one more promo. Tay Conti is being interviewed about how she got into wrestling and how she got to AEW and kind of a bit of a background situation there for her. Just trying to get everyone on the show, just trying to get some more promos and more interviews and things like that, just to keep some of the lower card talents being active, doing something, developing their skills, advancing. That's the plan. All right, we open up the show with the Inner Circle. Chris Jericho in particular, he opened up Dynamite as he invited the Young Bucks to come out and watch his title match. So, it wants them to come watch and see how great they are, basically. And let's see how it all goes down. So we got the Inner Circle versus Jurassic Express for a 75 rated match. Okay, pretty good. Storyline he's been a bit low for this one, but this match did deliver pretty well. Luchasaurus 55, Jungle Boy 59, Sammy Guevara 70, Chris Jericho 86. Very, very good. Sammy Guevara's gimmick is getting a bit stale. Okay, so we'll need to freshen that up. And of course, we had Chris Jericho defeat Jungle Boy with the Walls of Jericho after Ortiz interfered. So basically having Santana and Ortiz screw over the Jurassic Express gives us an out, gives us a way to transition it back over to being Jurassic Express from Jurassic Express Inner Circle to Jurassic Express still Inner Circle, but proud and powerful instead. So keeps Jurassic Express in the mix, doing something active, and also gets Santana and Ortiz back into it. They've kind of been, a little bit irrelevant as of late, to be brutally honest. So 75 for this match. Good way to open up the show as Inner Circle make it their fourth defense of the tag team titles. Post-match, the Young Bucks saved Jurassic Express from a post-match beatdown by the Inner Circle. So the Young Bucks, they were watching ringside and they weren't going to stand around and wait. They decided to get themselves involved here in this one. So 71 for this segment. Yeah, so look, Inner Circle and Young Bucks, the storyline isn't going that great so far, but we've still got a bit of time. Now that we'll transition it away from Jurassic Express to just being Inner Circle and Young Bucks, hopefully we can have some good promos to get it back on track. Don Callis is with Kenny Omega, and he says, look, Kenny, tonight I've got a plan B if you need it against Adam Page. So 75 for this promo. Don Callis doing pretty well. Kenny Omega's promos are pretty good as well. So plan B if he needs it tonight, and that plan B will be revealed a little bit later on. Ricky Starks took on Matt Cardona for a 44 rated match. We've been hyping this up for a few weeks now, and we gave Ricky Starks the win. So Ricky Starks 38, Cardona 42. Ricky Starks has 28 popularity, and he performs at 38. Matt Cardona has 41 popularity, performs at 42. There's a reason why Ricky Starks has a bit more upside than Matt Cardona, I feel. But nonetheless, 44, not bad. And hopefully this is a chance to get Ricky Starks a bit of popularity. Unfortunately, Matt Cardona, we just don't have much for him. He just hasn't performed well enough. There's guys on the roster I'd rather push. Ricky Starks is one of them, so we're trying to get him up the card. Thunder Rosa got into a bit of a confrontation backstage with Britt Baker. The two kind of passed each other in the hallways, and a bit of a stare down, a bit of a confrontation, but Thunder Rosa backed down just for now because Awesome Kong showed herself and was Britt Baker's backup, I suppose. So Thunder Rosa, while she wants to get her hands on Baker, she's not exactly stupid. She knows that she's got Awesome Kong by her side as her protection. So 50 rated for that segment. Pretty good. Continue to advance that storyline. Miro and Kip Sabian teamed up to take on Park and Lance Archer. Took a risk with Kip Sabian here, and obviously he was well below everybody else. 27 from Kip. Miro 65, Lance Archer 60, Park not so great, 60, a little bit off his game, for a 59 rated match. So, as we know, we still got Lance Archer heavily involved in this one. Kip and Miro, becoming, more friendly and a bit more of a team or alliance of sorts. So, figured we'll put this one in action. A chance to get Park and Miro in the ring against each other before their TNT title match. Without it, truly affecting, because, Kip Sabian took the pin and Lance Archer actually beat Kip Sabian. So, it has a purpose. We'll get into that in a sec. Post-match, Lance Archer and Park get in a bit of a scuffle as Archer was saying, look, I just won the match for us. I think I deserve the title shot. I think after all this time, it should have been me, and you should give it to me. And the two just kind of got a bit of a push and shove, and as Miro watched on, happy to see two guys beat each other up, and he's not a part of it. I'm sure that would make him quite happy anyway. So 64 for that segment there. The Hardys took on the Butcher and the Blade for 61. 10-minute match, quick win for the Hardys. Jeff Hardy, 74. Matt Hardy, pretty good though, 64. Blade, 38. Butcher, 34. Jeff Hardy seemed off his game, so he could have done even better than that. So yeah, these two, obviously the Hardys team up so well together, which is great to see. Wanted to give them a win. We had FTR ringside as well, watching on, as the Hardys picked up their first win as a team on Dynamite. Post-match, the Hardys invited FTR to the ring to have a fair fight, not an ambush, not a blindside. FTR said, nah, we're good. We don't care. We'll do it another time. We fight on our terms when we want to, and we don't want to fight right now. So 68 for that segment. So we're starting to get a little bit of momentum heading in the right direction for this storyline between FTR and the Hardys. The first couple of angles were a little bit slower, but I think we're starting to get on track here. So I hope we can get this close to 70 in terms of storyline heat. If we can get there, I feel like the match between these two teams will deliver quite well on the pay-per-view. Jon Moxley's in action. He took on Mark Quinn for a 66 rated match. Just wanted to get Moxley on the card, really. We're trying to up the deck a little bit on this episode of Dynamite, have some good matches. Moxley won't be really wrestling too much, or have a reason to for a little bit. But 85 from Moxley, that is very good. We chose Mark Quinn because I thought he might be able to deliver a 50 rated match or so, without really giving a top guy that a loss here. Mark Quinn might benefit a little bit from having a strong, solid match as well. Who knows? But post match, Darby Allin, here we go. 84 rated segment here as Moxley watched Darby Allin on the screen as Darby Allin was at a warehouse destroying everything in sight. So, he's got his skateboard, he's just, got a sledgehammer, he's just trying to prove he's hardcore, basically. Doing Darby Allin stuff, just trying to, prove that he's the man and he's, crazy enough, has the balls to try and fight Jon Moxley. 84 rated segment, very, very good. And so far, the storyline between Moxley and Darby Allin's delivering some really good angles. Cody Rhodes is giving Adam Page a pep talk before his match with Kenny Omega. 81 rated for this one. So Cody trying to give Adam Page all the confidence he needs to take down Kenny. All right, Kenny Omega, Adam Page, the rematch. Fingers crossed it does well. 71 rated in the end. Well, a little low. I'm going to admit, that's a little low. I thought maybe we ran a risk by having a bit of shenanigans as the finish, so we'll get into that. So Kenny Omega defeated Adam Page in 20 minutes. We did try to have a steal the show. Maybe that was a bit of a risk, but obviously we need to have at least one every single show, so we went for that. Adam Page 68, so Kenny was 82, very good. But we had the Good Brothers, Anderson and Gallows, interfere and distract Adam Page to help Kenny Omega pick up the win. So that was plan B. Don Callis introducing the Good Brothers to help out Kenny. Carl Anderson's gimmick was rated very good. Luke Gallows is rated great. So they've been given a good, strong start to their run here in AEW. And I'm actually pretty excited to have the Good Brothers. I feel like they're a team, being associated with Kenny, we could easily get to 50, 55 pop, and they could be a player in this tag team division. So I'm looking forward to having Kenny having, I suppose, his own little stable. You know, he's the leader of it. He's got the Good Brothers. He's got Don Callis. I suppose we should create a stable for Kenny. Post-match, we had Kenny Omega celebrating with the Good Brothers about his big win over Adam Page. So a couple of segments there. Hopefully they'll boost up the Good Brothers. But overall, I guess we didn't really execute as good as I would have liked. We didn't quite have that one stellar match. It just wasn't happening this week. Everything just kind of was good, but not amazing. Even the opening match, 75, was good, not amazing. The promo that Jericho had was okay. You know, some other good stuff on the show, but I just feel like we were maybe a little bit short on what we were aiming for. And in the end, okay, we still got a 71 rated show, so that's still pretty good. You know, obviously a 75 match, 71 rated main event, couple of good 60s in between. Okay, yeah, I'll take that. So a 71 increases our popularity in 19 different regions. We needed that badly. Post Dynamite, let's take a look. We had a 1.1 TV rating. Wow, 827,000 combined viewers, 766,000 on just TNT. All right, well, obviously that's our best show for a while. We tried to up the deck a little bit, and that's our best TV rating we've had in a little bit. So that's overall good stuff. I'm happy with that. NXT, I'm not sure what's happened here. They had 691,000 viewers. Okay. So that was on TV, and they had 1.7 million viewers combined. 1 million of them on the WWE Network. So USA Network itself, 559,000 viewers. So I wonder what has changed here. Maybe that's a little bit different to what they've been having as of late. So last week they had 2.26 TV ratings. So there you go. So I just did recently update my version of TEW2020. So it looks like things have flipped. You know, the TV viewership's gone down, but the subscription viewers has increased. Because I remember in the patch, they've updated how the subscribers work in comparison to TV viewership. So if you think about it, this new number is probably a little bit more realistic to what it should be. You know, 559,000 viewers in USA and more people watching on the network. So that makes sense. And now it makes our numbers look pretty good. Looks like we're actually competitive now, which is fantastic. So we're looking better, and that's all that matters to me. So that is awesome. We spoke a little bit earlier about Matt Cardona and whether it's good or bad news, depending how you feel about him. Well, Tony Khan decided to step in and personally extend the contract of Matt Cardona, who now has 37 popularity. Oof. Ricky Starks has taken a lot of popularity from my man Matt. I was about to release him, but Tony Khan said, no. We need Matt Cardona. We can't go on without Matt Cardona. Well, Tony, you should have signed into an exclusive written deal. And the fact that you've already signed into a handshake deal means I can still get rid of him, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Just not yet. Couple more losses maybe on his way out, but we might as well go ahead and take a look at the full extent of our popularity changes. Adam Page, 65 popularity now, which feels like that's a downgrade. No, it's actually a small increase, so he's gone up from 64 to 65, so a couple of good segments there, and Page is getting up there. I'm looking forward to one day pulling the trigger on Adam Page and really going all in and having maybe him as the world champion at some point. He's kind of, you know, he's there, but he's just a step behind Kenny and Cody. Not sure what the plan is going to be. He probably won't be on the Revolution card, which is a bit of a shame. You know, he deserves to be there, but probably have nothing for him. Elsewhere, Jon Moxley now has 77 popularity in the Southeast. Wow. He has gained 2 this month. He's gained, 4 since December. So he's having a bit of a golden patch. His popularity is flying to the roof, and so far this feud with Darby Allin's working really well. So that's fantastic. Kenny Omega 70 pop. Young Bucks, Matt Jackson 61 actually at the moment, which is quite good. Nick Jackson 62. So those two haven't gained too much just yet in recent times, but I haven't checked their popularity for a little bit, and they are doing really well. MJF, he wasn't on the show this week, but he's sitting at 66, 67 in a lot of other areas, so he's not far away from in the 70s as well. So our main event is actually looking very solid. Our major players starting to really gain the popularity that they need to become top guys. Sammy Guevara now has 58 popularity. It's just incredible. He started at 43. He must have the biggest change in popularity so far, but you know, he's tag team champion. He is putting on great performances with the Inner Circle, so it's no real surprise. Miro 63 in the Southeast. Park is not far away from slowly gaining himself into the 59 area. So some good progression there in that upper mid-card level. Darby Allin now, 46 popularity, and so he should be. He had a great angle this week, 44 up to 46. I really believe once this Moxie feud is over, he will have 50 plus popularity, and that will be fantastic for the balance of our roster. Jungle Boy now sitting at 48 popularity, so again, Jurassic Express have had a big couple of months, and they capped it off with a big match against the Inner Circle. He had some good progression, and Luchasaurus is at 48 as well. So both members of Jurassic Express are really in a position to be ready to move up the card into that next bracket, and now transitioning over to competing against Proud and Powerful, who've got 49 pop for Ortiz, 47, 49 for Santana. Very good feud on the horizon there. Really looking forward to seeing what happens between those two units. Okay, so down the complete bottom end of the card, Diamante now has 24 popularity after picking up another win over Priscilla Kelly, so that's good news there. Let's have a look at Ricky Starks. So he now has 34 popularity in the Southeast. He's gained 6 this month. That is huge. Ricky Starks, 34. I think he could hit 50s in terms of his in-ring performances very soon. So that means now he's starting to really become a bit of a major player on the roster. And obviously working with Taz has been fantastic for him. So he's in a very strong position at the moment. Things are going really well for him. So just got to keep that going. Kip Sabian had a chance to compete in a top match this week. He's up to 25 popularity now. So last chance for Kip Sabian. Career resurgence maybe on the cards. So that's what he needs anyways to try and get himself back on track. Alright, so the other thing as well was Red Velvet. She got a win over Priscilla Kelly. She now has 15 popularity. She started at 14 and all the other areas hadn't really developed yet. So good for her. She's now gaining in majority of the areas of the game. Well, it's time for the beginning of the new month. We are now in February, and look at the first article. The Undertaker gone. The Undertaker looks like he might be on his way out of the WWE, though no choice of his own, after the company decided not to renew his current contract. Looks like he could be finished, and his run in the WWE might be over. 55 years of age, 88 popularity. I don't think he has retired technically in this game. Has he had a match? He has. So he competed at SummerSlam, Crown Jewel, and the Royal Rumble. So he had Crown Jewel, had a match against Drew Gulak, and then he teamed up with Brock Lesnar, and he performed at 79. So quite a fair chunk below his popularity, but still 79. He can still go. In the singles match, he performed at 78. So look, hey, he's not too bad. I'll give him that. He did just compete in the Royal Rumble, which I'm assuming has just happened. So, you know, Undertaker last appearance might be in the Royal Rumble. He performed at 84. So it's strange that they would let him go, or at least, be happy to let him go. AJ Styles won the Royal Rumble. He got past 29 opponents, so AJ Styles win the Rumble. That's a good choice. Styles winning, 82 rated match in the end. Royal Rumble was 80 rated overall. 45,000 people attended. 1,500 people watched it on the network. Dolph Ziggler beat Austin Theory to keep the Intercontinental Championship. Sonya Deville is apparently the Raw Women's Champion. There you go. Roman Reigns defeated Humberto Carrillo. Oh boy. Mustafa Ali beat MVP for the US title. Sasha Banks beat Liv Morgan. Bayley beat Dana Brooke. Elias and Titus Worldwide beat Lars Sullivan and the Usos. Oh, that's good quality. Shorty G, Chad Gable beat Bo Dallas. Tucker beat Lindsay Dorado. Apparently the Women's Royal Rumble was only a 10-woman match. So Alexa Bliss won the Women's Royal Rumble. If you can call that a Royal Rumble. Seriously. 10 women. Well, there you go. There you go. So, interesting pay-per-view, the Royal Rumble. Not quite as good as perhaps in recent times, but nonetheless. What else we got? So, Grand Metalik's contract is expiring. Well, I'll tell you what, Grand Metalik would be a great addition to our roster if we had some sort of cruiserweight or high-flying division, because he can really do it. Grand Metalik is very impressive. He's very, very underutilized. Definitely could have been a bit of a star, but geez, yeah, they've really let him, flounder around into nothing, which is a real shame. So he should probably get out of there. Kalisto, his contract is up too. He's got a little bit more popularity, a little bit more value, but again, still no. Kalisto, I'll be a little bit frank here. He kind of sucks. Kalisto's, yeah, kind of sucks. And the Undertaker, I still can't get over the fact that, Undertaker, it doesn't want to work for WWE, and he does not want to work for AEW. He believes that we're too small. Really? Too small? Seriously? We got second biggest company in the world? Well, it looks like Undertaker is going to remain unemployed for the rest of his career. RVD has been offered a brand new contract to stay with Impact. He's got 60 popularity. RVD, he can still go. His recent match history, well, he's only had one match and it was against Jordan Grace. Why? RVD performed at 57, so he's not really getting utilized that much, so they might want to look to do that soon. All right, let's take a look at the finance situation. How much money did we lose this month? $557,000, so on par with November, basically, where we lost $558,000. We gained a little bit more pay-per-view revenue that month. So this month, our ticket sales are a little stronger. Our broadcast revenue was better. Sponsorship money was better. Merchandise, much better. So we're making more money from other areas, and our worker costs were still pretty high. It didn't really go down. In fact, it went up in comparison to December, which is okay. We're still bleeding money pretty badly, which is a real shame because it would be fantastic to get into the green. In terms of merchandise, Chris Jericho, $79,000 was all thanks to him. Moxley, number 2. Jeff Hardy slides into 3, just ahead of Cody Rhodes. Sting is at 5. Adam Page, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Miro, Matt Hardy, MJF, all making 4 figures at least. Everyone else under that, which is a bit of a shame. Apparently, Eric Redbeard has a couple of fans. He has sold a couple of shirts. So the Dark Order's new leader made $35. In fact, only $7 actually went to him. And Wardlow, he sold $150 worth of merchandise and he got 0. What kind of bad deal has he got? That's a rough deal. He's selling merch and he's getting none of the cut. Well, MJF really has put him on a bad deal. I'm sure MJF's getting that full cut. All $10 that he would have made. I'm sure MJF is banking that money for himself. But that's where we're at. Week 1 of February. Things are looking pretty good. About 4 weeks away now from our next pay-per-view, which will be Revolution. The card is pretty much all rock solid at the moment. Moxley and Darby, Kenny and Cody, MJF, Sting, Bucks in Inner Circle, Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker, Pac, Miro, Archer. I was going to add Brian Cage, but I feel like at this point, maybe not. I'm liking the triple threat aspect, but maybe we still get Brian Cage in there. Maybe he more, you know what? I might have Brian Cage focus more on the Battle Royal, and he might be the guy to win the Battle Royal instead of that, and have this be more about the triple threat instead, because I feel like that's more of a genuine direction rather than just throwing Brian Cage in there. We also have the Hardys and FTR, and of course a Battle Royal to determine who will have the next TNT title opportunity as a way to get everyone on the card. Now, in saying that, I think we might add Proud and Powerful versus Jurassic Express. I feel like that's a storyline, or that's a matchup that would be pretty solid. Not sure if we'll get it in there in terms of time restraints, but that would be a strong, solid, probably 65 to 70 rated match that we could be able to squeeze in there. So I think we might try and do that as well. So I'm feeling pretty good about this card. The only match that kind of worries me is Moxley and Darby, but the other big three matches are all looking pretty good. The Cinematic, Cody, Kenny, the Bucks and Inner Circle, those should be really, really good. I feel like Hardys and FTR will deliver as well. So look, I'm happy with the card. We're only 4 weeks away until we see it. Stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching once again, and we will be back for another edition of Dynamite very soon.